Welcome to day 4 of the 15th FINA World Championships, where the coaches are getting excited at the women's water polo. Excitement also in the Synchronised Swimming Team Free prelims. And the girls are in a spin from the 1 metre spring, while the men double up for the 3 metre synchro. And the women are doing the rounds down in the harbour for the 10k event. But first, it's off to the diving.
Well, this women's 1 metre springboard final is really coming to the boil here. Tania Cagnotto of Italy pushing on at the front there, leading from Hershey, and Wang Han has had a great third round and pulled herself up above Pamela Ware. Dolores Hernandez just a little bit out of the medal frame at the moment, unless she can produce something really impressive here. Oh, a tough few minutes for a 16-year-old in her first World Championships, and then gets a long delay hanging around on that board. It's all a learning curve at this level. 57 points for her. Tina Punzel from Germany, reverse 1.5 somersault. 2.4 for the tariff here for the 17-year-old. She had a very successful European Championships with a gold on the 3 metre springboard. She was 7th at this height. Just missed out on a medal in the synchronised diving at 3 metres, where she finished 4th. Got a silver in the team event. So 3 sevens, 50.40 for Tina. Pamela Ware now 3.0. This is a big tariff dive. She's just out of the medal frame. Reverse 2.5 somersault tucked, but she didn't really get the return on it that she was hoping for. It's her biggest dive. There's only 3.0 dives in the whole show here this afternoon, and she rather fell out of that one, and that will be very costly indeed. 2 5.5s and a 5, 48 points. That's blown it for her rather. Now we're getting down to the real scrap for medals. Back up into 3rd for Wang Han. Forward 2.5 somersault piked. Her 4th of 5 dives. Well, she's recovered from a bit of a setback earlier in her programme. She's got an Asian Games gold from the synchronised 3 metre event, so she knows what it takes in the big competitions. Solid 61 points return. Now the fight for gold. Tania Cagnotto can see the top of the podium. Reverse 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twists. Got to really deliver here. Well, those score pads. Competition. She's been absolutely dominant at European Championship level, but this would be a real move up for her if she could get on to the highest point on the podium. One more dive after this. He's been keeping cool in between 2 8s and a 7.5. A decent return, and it's all about now how Hershey responds. Forward 2.5 somersault piked. Well, she is a proven champion at every level, Olympics, World Championships and Asian Games. She's on her own here, and it depends what the judges make of that completion and execution. Lots of height. Well, the marks are not the strongest. She is under real pressure here. And Tanya Cagnotto is still in pole position. 4 rounds gone in the final of the women's 1 metre springboard, and Tanya Cagnotto is 1 dive away from being a world champion. Dolores Hernandez from Mexico, the 16-year-old who's put on a good show here. If she can hold on to 5th place, that would be a great return. Reverse 1.5 somersault with 1.5 twists. Had a good competition. Mexico always sending out a strong team of divers to these World Championships. Another great piece of replay work to show exactly what these divers have to reproduce in a nanosecond, really. 3 7s, 54.60. Tina Puncel down in 6th place. Well, she's very much a diver to watch out for in the future. Just 17 years of age, already with a European Championship gold medal in her collection. Nice piked position there. This will have been a fantastic experience for her. It's her 2nd World Championship. She was only 15 in Shanghai and finished 33rd in this event, but she's made a real impact on this final and ends up with a respectable 54.60 points from her final dive. Pamela Ware was going strongly. She has so much ground to make up on the medal positions. Her last dive was a reverse 1.5 somersault with 1.5 twists. That bronze medal already in her bag for the return home to Quebec. And maybe that competition has taken a little bit out of her individual performance. 3 6s there to conclude. Now we come down to it. Now we're into the fight for medals. Wang Han, 3rd. Silver medalist in Shanghai. Reverse 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twists. But both Chinese divers have come under real pressure, especially from Cagnotto, who waits and prepares. Final dive is a reverse 1.5 somersault with 1.5 twists. It's worth 2.6. Well, she's recovered her composure during this competition and gone back to the sort of form that's made her another impressive competitor. Passive wait for those results. 2 8s and an 8.5, and that will guarantee her a medal this is what it's all about now. Tanya Canotto. Can she hold her nerve? Can she produce the best? Her famous father, Giorgio, will have his heart in his mouth while his little girl goes for glory here. The biggest dive of her life, surely. The reverse 1.5 somersault pint brings a massive cheer. 2.4 is the tariff. Hershey's dive is a little bit higher in tariff, but is that good enough for the gold? Into that pint position for the last time. All her competitive experience, she's been so chilled, lying down there, keeping her nerve, and she's produced 3 8.5s there, 61.20. That's her marker. That's what the Chinese girl has to beat. Hershey, this will decide who is world champion at 1 meters. She's currently in second place. Diving to defend her title that she won in 2007. Looking to be a world champion at 1 meters again. 2.6 the tariff here. Has she produced enough? The whole crowd absolutely holding its breath here as we wait for those figures to come up. They are delighted with how she's performed it. It'll come down to the finest points. Oh, she's done it. Reaction from the crowd tells that. And yet again, well, the bravest of smiles from Tanya Canotto, because Hershey has pulled it out right at the end. No, it's by 0.1 of a point. That is so tough on Tanya Canotto, who is the picture of dignity there, accepting a defeat that could not have been narrower. Well, full credit to Tanya Canotto, always the bridesmaid in these occasions. Her big day looked to be right there. Just look at that scoreboard, 307.1, 307.0 for Canotto, and China get another gold and the bronze as well. The medal ceremony now for the women's 1 meter springboard event.
Good morning and welcome to Port Vell here in Barcelona, with the open water swimming continuing on day 4 of competition here at the 15th FINA World Championships. A magnificent sight, a lovely day once again for the next of our races. It's the women's 10 kilometre open water race. There's the start list. Jennings of the United States. That's the way they are starting in order on the platform.
Alexandra Sokolova.
Grimaldi is certainly going to be one to watch for, number 34.
Anna Ola.
And another one is Berezhneva of the Ukraine. Mura, the veteran, the 37-year-old from Germany. Bruni, the Italian, but Kerry-Anne Payne, number 55, will be our race favourite. Ristov is the Olympic champion, number 46. So we start with that 500-metre swim up the Mole de la Fusta. They'll turn and turn again. They'll head out into the harbour at the 970-metre mark, and then they start their trek home around the first of the yellow buoys, the second at the 2 kilometre mark. Back they go to the start-finish, and they are a quarter of the way through, having completed the first of 4 laps of this 2.5 kilometre course. Officials calling for silence from the crowd so the girls can hear the starter. So off they go, the girls in the 10 kilometre open water swim. They are underway. Well, they've covered about 10 metres and a fair way to go. We won't keep counting them down at this stage as the cannon fires up the Mole della Fusta to celebrate the start of yet another open water race here in Barcelona at the World Championships. So the swimmers that we'll be keeping our eyes on, it'll be number 46, Eva Ristov. Keep your eye on Kerry-Anne Payne, the race favourite there. 4.9 kilometres to go, and the time will be indicated for not only the race leader, but all the placings right throughout these 53 starters in just a moment as they go through that timing gate. Ristov the first through in 59 minutes 39.4. Payne holding down second, a second and a half back. Grimaldi and Huskisson. So the British swimmers in positions 2 and 4 at the moment. Huskisson making her move. Maura is coming through. Now that's an interesting development. Maura making her presence felt there. Cunha is also top 10 at this stage. Number 39, yes, that is Ana Cunha of Brazil, the bronze medalist in the 5 kilometres. So she's up there challenging as well. In many ways it would be a shock if Arazu was able to steal this race. So if you look back at the leading contenders, perhaps Payne is the one who's about to jump out of the pack here. She's a body length back, but I reckon Payne is just about to make her move at the start of the final lap. We'll soon see as they go through the timing gate for the final time. Arazu it is, leading Payne of Great Britain. Okamoto and Cunha, the two Brazilians there, back in third and fourth. What a race we have here at Port Vell at the Mole della Fusta to complete the women's 10 kilometres open water race. It's the two girls from Brazil out in front. It's the 30-year-old Poliana Okamoto and 21-year-old Ana Cunha. They seem to have gold and silver between them. It's not over yet. Look at the German Maura. She's out there on the left-hand side. Can she make up the distance? She's got about a body length behind Okamoto. It looks like Cunha might be just edging in front. Okamoto going again. She's in front of Cunha. Okamoto, Cunha. It's in that order. Maura back there in third placing. I reckon it's the Brazilians 1-2 here. Okamoto in front. Maura is back there in third. Okamoto, a few strokes to go. Here comes Cunha. Tight finish coming up. The two girls from Brazil. Okamoto, Cunha, Okamoto. Oh! Okamoto gets there. Cunha takes the silver medal and Maura takes the bronze. What a race. What a finish, 0.3 of a second. Brazil 1-2, Brazil gold, silver. It's the 30-year-old Poliana Okamoto taking the gold medal in the women's 10 kilometre event here at Port Vell in another thrilling finish. Gold to Brazil, silver Brazil, and bronze to Germany.
Take another silver, and Mexico grabbed a solid bronze for themselves.
We are watching the team's free preliminary round here at the Polo St Geordie, and we're having a look now at the gold medal favourites, the Russians, who have won the gold medal in this event every year since 1998. Of course, 98 through 2005, it was just the one team's event, not split up between the free and the technical, but that included. They've won gold each and every year over the last 15 years.
And what a fantastic start there for the team from Russia. Swimming the same routine that won them gold at the Olympic Games last year, to the theme of Lost World, and expect some amazing synchronisation, huge amount of difficulty, and that's going to really help on both the technical merit and the artistic impression that they're being judged on. And they will cram as much as they possibly can into this 4-minute routine. So hard to see any errors at all. Just have a look and see if you can spot any synchronisation errors. You'll have to look closely. Beautiful interpretation. Good height on the leg. And very solid. Very, very stable in those vertical positions. Do with swimming just a bit higher in the water. I always feel that with the Russians' routines. No doubting that they are absolutely superb, but I would love to see those shoulders out a bit more. Very, very difficult movement to synchronise. And remember, they're not allowed to touch the bottom of the pool at any time. Spacing perfect. Maximum height. Fantastic. No touching the bottom. Look at that. Incredibly difficult to do. The crowd loving this performance. Fantastic balance. Huge amount of strength needed underneath the water on those lifts, but the person being lifted needs that strength as well to be able to keep that balance. Look at the speed they're getting. What a truly remarkable exhibition of synchronized swimming. I never tire of watching the Russians swim. Absolutely fantastic. They truly are an inspiration, and they train so hard. They saw 2 coaches there, but they actually have about 6 coaches in the team altogether, so they have different coaches for the solo and the duet and the team, and they train 45 hours a week. Incredible.
So the scores for Russia, 97.39, a remarkable score, 48.61 and 48.78. The gold medal favourites. It's the team from Spain about to perform here in the team free preliminary event at the Polo St Geordie, looking to impress the judges and put themselves in the running for a medal here in this event come finals time. The team from Spain, they won the bronze medal at the last World Championships. They won silver before that in Rome, silver also in Melbourne back in 2007.
The crowd are going wild. Absolutely fantastic start. This routine, incredibly difficult, amazing original choreography. The theme is Samaras, which is about the life journey, how we adapt to survive. And a fantastic start here, the team from Spain. Look at the pinpoint precision. Absolutely perfect on the synchronization. Getting real speed into these movements. Quite a new team this year. A lot of the Spanish retired after the Olympics. For the Spanish, they work harder than pretty much any other team here. 50 hours training a week. Most of that in the water, but they also do a lot of flamenco dancing as well to really help them with the precision. Great, fantastic. And using every corner of this pool. Travelling across the width as well as down the length of the pool. With both sets of judges, technical merit and artistic, sitting directly opposite each other. Either side of the pool, can really see the difficulty and the artistry of this performance. Sometimes on movements it's difficult to see if it's slightly out of synchronization or if it's supposed to be one person then another, so they need to be a little bit careful of that. Amazing flexibility and real power in these swimmers to be able to lift another swimmer out of the water like that. Very, very slight errors on the synchronisation, but those movements particularly hard to synchronise. Well, that was an amazing performance from the Spanish team. The crowd are standing on their feet. They thought it was totally amazing. After last year, the Spanish were a little bit disappointed to finish in the bronze medal position at the Olympics with their Sea Monsters routine, which was absolutely incredible. But you know, they've gone away, they've come up with a new routine, completely different theme, and brought in new swimmers and are doing an amazing, amazing job.
Technical merit 46.890. Artistic impression.
It's a score
47.210
of 94.1. 94.1. Excellent performance by Spain. They are ranked second behind the Russians. Here are the results. A magnificent performance by the Russians. They will go in as the gold medal favourites. Spain, the Ukraine, Japan, Italy and Canada in the top 6. So when the seedings are done, they will be the last of the teams in a variety of orders to go through. Also qualifying France, Greece, Mexico, Brazil, Great Britain and Switzerland. Those to miss out: Kazakhstan, Egypt, Singapore, Macau and Costa Rica.
Round 3 of the men's 3-metre synchro springboard final completed then. China, Mexico, USA really going strong. Mexico really put themselves in with a chance here of some success. Ocampo, we saw there with Pacheco. Reverse 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twists. They've got quite an enterprising program here. 3.3, a couple of 3.4s and a 3.8. Paula Espinosa looking on there. 74.25 their total. Still puts them at the head of the field at the moment, but Hickson and Dumais have come out fighting here this evening, up into 3rd position. Troy Dumais got a bit of room on the shelf for another medal. Reverse 2.5 somersault with 1.5 twists. This was one of their weaker dives this morning. If they can up their game, and they really could be progressing. That looked as though it should be an improvement. And they've got it up to 78.21. Puts them ahead of Mexico. Kuznetsov and Zakharov of Russia. Currently 5th, might see a chance to hold back the ground. Well, we're getting some bad mistakes from proven divers here. Well, it just goes to show what happens when the pressure's on. Ilya Zakharov, an Olympic champion on the left there. Never got himself into the right entry position. Those two expressions tell the story. And this competition is right in the mix. 3.5 and an 8 for execution. put them, unless something bizarre happens here, let's put Russia out of the medal frame at the moment. Jin Kai and Hei Chong. Chong slightly younger at 26. Jin Kai is 27. I don't think that was top draw either. Open-mouthed, the reaction to that. What's happening in this competition? Reverse 3.5 somersault tucked. 3.5 the tariff. Jin Kai on the far side. Just watch his entry again. And he gives the water a massive whack. Oh. Well, anybody who can keep their act together can come out of this with a medal. You don't expect to see a Chinese diver with a 4 on this level. Well, this fourth round in the men's 3-metre synchro springboard final has been full of mistakes. China just hanging on to their lead, but now it's the United States keeping their consistency, and Mexico, Russia, then Ukraine. Malaysia next. Seliang Oi, Red Amsia Azman.
Go.
Right, it was worth 3.5. It's brought enthusiastic applause. It's their toughest dive of the routine. I'm not sure the judges are going to be bursting into sustained applause. They're wincing. Now they're shouting. They're living every moment there. Really uneven set of marks there, going from 8.5 to 6.5. The main contenders are now ready to complete their 5th of 6 dives, though. Ocampo and Pacheco of Mexico in with 3.5 somersault tucked. 3.4 the tariff here. They've got a big 3.8 dive to conclude with. But they need a good return. There was just a bit of a slap of the water with the heels on entry there. Steady enough. Keeps them ahead of Great Britain by about 7 points, 6 or 7 points. Now, America is mounting a genuine medal challenge. They are in the silver position. Michael Hicks and Troy Dumais reverse 3.5 somersault tucked. 3.5 is the tariff. Slightly heavy entry. On this near side. Tucked position. Both looked rather heavy from that AMRA angle, which of course the judges don't have the benefit of. Well, that's really torpedoed their chances. 6 and 4.5, the 2 execution marks. They both fell short there, and they were in such a good position. Russia were just out of the medal frame. Reverse 3.5 somersault. The tucked position here is 3.5. A very big cheer comes up from the supporters and coaches of the European champions and world and Olympic silver medalists. Much more impressive looking dive in every respect. Big height. A big dive down, a big score could really be crucial with just one dive to go. Waiting for those scores. Look at that, 2 8.5s and straight 9s for synchronisation, 92.40. Big score. And Russia have put themselves back in the silver position. China firmly going for gold. Their penultimate dive, Jin Kai and Hei Chong. In with 3.5 somersault tucked. It's worth 3.4. Now that was more like it. Zakharov just having a word with his coach, maybe caught a glimpse of this extremely well performed routine. Determined to make sure they cut out unnecessary errors. That tuck held tight, generating the speed on the somersaults. Determined look for Hei Chong, and 86.70 big points, and they stay on top. Just one more dive left in this men's 3-metre synchro springboard final. 5 rounds gone, China, Russia, Mexico. And they certainly won't be bottom of this final. Malaysia, Sei Liang Oi, Ahmed Amshar Azman.
Go.
Forward 2.5 somersault with 2 twists, piked. Oi will be back in the 3 and 10 individual competitions. Azman's World Championships are completed. A solid enough final dive. Safe to look now. And they're just on a day out. Coach determined to crack on, 82.62. They're happy with that. Oi on the right with plenty more still to do, and a big smile. Good note to finish. Well done. Now, Mexico could be on that podium if they can get through this forward 4.5 somersault with a big 3.8 tariff, and they can barely look. Espinosa, the comforter there. They're praying, not looking. Well, it is a big dive with a big multiplier. Not flawless on entry, but an awful lot of somersaulting going on there in that tucked position. Just got a bit ragged at the end. So much action going on in that. Safe to come out now. It's obviously a great spirit in these teams. Well, it's 87.78. That is a big points haul. The high tariff bringing the extra bonus. They're certainly leading the field, and now they just have to wait and see what happens. It looked as though Hickson and Dumais of the United States could be in for a terrific afternoon. Hickson, 19-year-old, Dumais at 33, forward 2.5 somersaults, 2 twists. Well, Dumais' class, quality, experience shone through this competition. Hickson, I'm sure, will have learned so much. And that's one of their stronger executed dives. That's the real time. Well, they've bagged 83.64 points. Germany have let an opportunity slip. Housting did no such thing in the 10-metre competition, and he's not been quite the same diver at 3 metres. That's a far, far better finish. Had a bit more of that, then it could have been a different story, perhaps. This dive's got a 3.4 tariff. And that was a good dive. Definitely got the ability to get a medal at this level, just hasn't quite been enough on the day. That's an excellent dive to end with, 89.76. It's put them above the United States, so just behind Mexico. Mexico top of the pile at the moment with just 2 to dive. They're guaranteed a medal. Kuznetsov and Zakharov in the silver position. Been here before so many times. Zakharov, nearest our camera, forward 4.5 somersaults, big dive. 3.8 is the tariff. So hard when they're generating so much momentum going through those somersaults. 2 big men, especially Zakharov, not really getting into the upright position there, which will cost him in terms of the individual execution mark. But has the total been enough? Anxious wait for it. Oh, it's the Mexicans who are smiling at the moment. But Kuznetsov and Zakharov maintain their lead, and they're at the silver position. Well, gold awaits. Four and a half somersault, tucked position, 3.8. Jin Kai has been this way before. He Chong not in this event. So much gold medal experience between the two of them. Surely they know how to get through this. Good enough, one suspects. And China have the flags out again. Jin Kai on the far side. Entries weren't flawless. They knew they just had to cut out any major disasters, and they were on the top of the podium. They wait for that score to come up. Job done for China. 92.34. They knew what to do and they did it. Russia take another silver, and Mexico grabbed a solid bronze for themselves. And Jin Kai's medal collection now, 6 World Championship golds. Medal ceremony for the men's 3 metre synchro springboard event. Bring to an end a very successful day for China.
And that brings to an end a glorious 4th day of competition for Brazil and China here in Barcelona.
The Brazilian girls going gold and silver at Port Vell, while it was double gold for China in the diving. Join us again tomorrow for more action here at the 15th FINA World Championship.